Hello amigos, my name is Jatin and welcome to my channel TECHYRATORS. This is the first video on RHCSA preparation series and our first topic is user and group management, where we are learning about how to create groups and how to create user with different types of specification like different user ID, different parent group and different types of shell. So without wasting our time, let's start with the practical video now. So for the practical portion, we need to open our terminal. Let's open our terminal. So firstly, we are talking about groups. So what is group? So group is a name that represents more than one person or more than one user. So in Linux, for creation of group, we have command group add. Enter. So this is the command used to create new groups. Like we were using group add, and then let's say you need to create a group with the name new. So a group name new created. How you can check the created groups in the operating system in your terminal? How? So we are using cat command for that, as the group info stored in /etc/group file. This is a file that stores all the group's info. This file generally stores the group name and the group ID. This is the group ID, that is 1224, and this is the group name. This is previously created group new 1, and this is the group ID of the previously created group. And let's say if you want to create a modified user ID or user ID specifically, like say group add, then you specify the group name new 2 and then -g for the group ID, let's say 2424. Enter. This created a group with the group ID 2424. If you check in cat /etc/group, you see there's new group created for 2424 group ID. And if you want to modify a group, let's say group mode -g, let's say new 2222. Enter. Invalid group ID. Oh, we need to use the new after the group ID. Here how we can modify a group ID. Firstly, the new group name ID is 1224, and now if you check /group, the group ID changed to 2222. This is the all about group add, group modification. You can also modify the group name with the same command -n new space less doesn't exist. Oh, we need to use the group name afterwards. Let's say new, and so you see the group name new changes to less. Now this is all about group addition, and if you want to check more about group command, you can check with the man and read in brief if you want to. Now talking towards our next topic, that is user. So what is a user? So user is basically a name who work in a such system after authentication. Every user has their own password. After that, when they log in into the system with their password, they can access the system according to the predefined permissions or permission defined by the root user. So for the user creation, we have command user add and simply the username, that is, let's say A. We created a user A, and for the same the user so the user info stored in the cat /etc/password file. When you set enter, you see the group name, the username A has the user ID 1224, the group ID 1224, the home directory is home/a, and the shell is /bin/bash. So we have two types of shell. One is interactive shell and one is non-interactive shell. Interactive shell generally interact with the user. You can log in with these type of shell, and non-interactive shell doesn't interact with user. Let's say when you simply type su-a and enter, you are logging with the A user. But let's say we are creating a user, add B with the shell /bin/no login, enter, and when we try to log in with B, it gives an error, this account is currently not available. Let's say in the password file, so B account is available, but it has given the /sbin/no login shell. That is a type of non-interactive shell. So with the non-interactive shell, you can't log in with the user simply. So in the user addition command, you also specify the user ID. Let's say you are creating the user C with the user ID, let's say 1111. This is the user ID you are specifying with the group ID. It's not generally a group ID, it's the primary group. How you can set the primary group? So with the -G option, you can set the primary group of C to B, and with the you can simply specify the shell in this, but we don't need the shell. Enter. So when you check in the etc password file, a user C created with the user ID 1111 and the group ID 1225. But as you see, we didn't create a group B, but by default, when we create a user with a unique name and that name is in the group file, then system automatically create the group and set the group ID for the new user. But here C group doesn't create it because we set the group ID to the B. So also you can modify the user. Let's say you want to modify the C-U to 1212 and enter. When you see cat exp file, the user ID changes. And you can also specify the secondary group. In the first we added the primary group, now we are adding the secondary group to A. This doesn't changes anything in the file, but when you see in the etc/group file, the A group has also a user C. So here you can check the secondary groups of the users simply. Now you can use almost the most important option with the user add command is -u for adding a user ID or modification of user ID, -g for primary group, and -G for secondary group, -s for the shell. You can also add password to the user, say B, and set the password new. So password created successfully. You can just ignore this warning because we are setting the password for temporary usage. So this is all about the user and group management. This is how you can create the new group. This is how you can create the new user. And this is all about group and user management that you need for the RHCSA preparation. You can also check in the brief for the user add options. With the man command you can study, as self-study is important, or basically you need to practice these all types of commands. Just note this command. I'm setting the history. Let's say minimize this so you can note it easily. So note this all command, and if you have any doubts regarding this session, you can ask me in the comment section or write it in my social media handles. Now this is the end of the topic of user and group management. So for now we are up. Bye bye and take care.